Global warming is a term you're likely familiar with, having heard it often. In the past 30 years, South Korea too has experienced a noticeable rise in average temperatures, with an increase of 1.4 degrees Celsius evidencing the impact of global warming. Recent instances of extreme heat waves, heavy snowfall, and intense rainfall provide clear evidence of the continuous effects of climate change. Consequently, in October 2018, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change proposed the goal of achieving global carbon neutrality by 2050 through zero carbon emissions. If you are unfamiliar with the term carbon neutrality, welcome to the channel. Carbon neutrality refers to the concept of offsetting carbon emissions with carbon absorption to effectively reduce the actual carbon emissions to zero. But did you know? The technique of making kimchi, specifically its fermentation process, contributes to carbon neutrality. Many people associate carbon emissions, such as greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, with places like cars or factory smokestacks. However, the food people eat also contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. For example, when making fried chicken for a single person, it generates approximately 2.1 kilograms CO2 of greenhouse gases. Adding to that, if the remaining food is discarded, the discarded food emits additional greenhouse gases as it undergoes decomposition. Did you know? Food waste is responsible for a staggering 8 to 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Every year, an astonishing 1.3 billion tons of food waste is generated worldwide. This amount is so massive that it could fill up 500,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools and still have some left. Surprisingly, many of the foods we consume emit a significant amount of greenhouse gases during cooking and disposal. But here's the twist. Fermented foods, such as kimchi, are different. Unlike other foods, kimchi relies primarily on fermentation rather than fossil fuels throughout the cooking process. Fermentation, a term you've probably heard quite a bit, right? Fermentation is the process in which microorganisms break down organic substances in order to obtain energy. Kimchi is made by mixing salted vegetables with various ingredients and seasonings. When well made, as soon as you place the tightly sealed lid on the container, blocking out the air, the genuine fermentation process kicks in, courtesy of the beneficial probiotics in kimchi. During this phase, the probiotics break down the sugars in the ingredients of kimchi, producing lactic acid and carbon dioxide. That's why well-fermented kimchi possesses a tangy flavor and a fizzy kick. As probiotics proliferate through fermentation, the increased production of lactic acid inhibits the growth of other microorganisms. Thanks to this, kimchi has a longer shelf life compared to many other foods, resulting in reduced food waste caused by its extended expiration period. This way, kimchi stands out from other foods by utilizing fermentation as a cooking method, resulting in lower carbon emissions during its production. As time passes, rather than spoilage, kimchi undergoes deeper fermentation, bringing it closer to carbon neutrality. How about that? Surprising, isn't it? The fermentation in kimchi contributes to carbon neutrality. Did that catch you off guard? That concludes our presentation from World Institute of Kimchi on the value of kimchi as a smart choice for protecting the planet. Thank you.